You ever notice how some people just always seem to get what they want? Could be a friend, a coworker, even your boss. They have this incredible knack for getting inside your head, and a lot of the time, you don't even see it happening. Well, today, we're pulling back the curtain to expose 7 of these dark psychology tricks that people are using on you maybe even every single day. Here's a pretty unsettling thought. You are probably the target of these tricks way more often than you think. You could be an actor in someone else's play, making choices you believe are yours, when in reality, they've been perfectly set up for you. So, we're about to step into the darker side of the human mind, what we call dark psychology. And listen, these aren't just simple little tricks. These are sophisticated, powerful techniques used by people who want to control how you behave. It's a chilling idea, right? That right now, as you listen to this, someone, somewhere, might be using one of these very techniques on you. Okay, let's be really clear about something. The goal here isn't to teach you how to be a manipulator. Absolutely not. The goal is to give you the power. Think of this explainer as your shield. Once you understand these psychological loopholes, you can finally spot them when they're being used against you and protect yourself. All right, so our first stop on this journey is what I call subtle power plays. These are those invisible strings that can give someone total control in a conversation, all without you ever realizing you're being pulled along. First up is a weapon that's shockingly powerful: uncomfortable silence. You see, as humans, we are hardwired to hate awkward pauses in a conversation. It's just uncomfortable. When everything suddenly goes quiet, our brain kind of panics, and we desperately start searching for a way to fill that void. So look at how this actually works. Let's say you're in a salary negotiation. They give you their offer, and then you just say nothing. You just pause and hold direct eye contact for maybe 3-4 seconds. Inside their head, their brain goes into overdrive. They start thinking, oh no, they're not convinced. And under that pressure, they often start talking again, justifying their offer, revealing more information, or sometimes even improving the offer right there on the spot. This is a classic tactic used in police interrogations and huge business deals. Next up, we have something called the illusion of choice. This technique, it's like you're handing someone the keys to a car, making them feel like they're in the driver's seat, but you're the one who secretly programmed the GPS to take them exactly where you want to go. This example just nails it. It shows the real power of framing. If you ask a client, hey, can we meet this week? You've given them a simple yes or no question. And no is always the easiest path. But a master manipulator reframes it. They'll say, so what's better for our meeting, Thursday at 2 p.m. or Friday at 10 a.m.? See what just happened there? Their brain is no longer deciding if they'll meet you, it's deciding when. They feel like they made the choice, but you're the one who designed the options. Now, for a trick that's, well, it's a bit more insidious. It's a technique that preys on our own ego, our deep-seated need to be right about things. It's called Cunningham's Law. And here's the secret sauce. Our ego just cannot resist the urge to correct a mistake. It's almost a reflex, and that makes it an incredibly powerful tool for getting information. People are just way more motivated to show you where you're wrong than they are to simply help you out and answer a question. So let's say you want to know how much your friend paid for their brand new car, but they're not telling you. Don't ask them directly. Instead, you confidently say something like, wow, that model must have cost you at least 25 lakhs. Now, if the real price was, say, 15 lakhs, their instinct to correct you is going to kick in immediately. They'll jump in with, are you crazy? I got it for only 15. And just like that, you've got the exact information you wanted without ever having to ask a direct question. Okay, now we're moving into the world of manufactured intimacy. These are techniques specifically designed to create a fake, almost subconscious feeling of connection and trust. So, if you want someone to like you, you should do them a favor, right? Wrong. It's a really strange but powerful psychological quirk. If you ask someone for a small favor, they will, in a bizarre twist of logic, actually end up liking you more. This whole bizarre phenomenon is powered by something called cognitive dissonance. See, our brains absolutely crave consistency. And when our actions don't line up with our beliefs, it creates this really powerful mental itch that we just have to scratch. So how does this actually play out? Let's break it down. You ask someone for a tiny favor, like borrowing a pen. They do it. Their brain then has a little moment of confusion. It thinks, wait a minute, I just helped this person, but I only help people I like. So to get rid of that conflict, their brain just makes a new connection. Therefore, I must like this person. Benjamin Franklin himself was famous for using this borrowing rare books from his political enemies just to win them over. Our next technique is way more subtle. It's like a subconscious dance of mimicry that can build an instant and incredibly strong bond. It's called mirroring, and it works because we are all, deep down, drawn to people who are just like us. Now, the key to doing this without looking like a weird copycat is to be subtle. If they lean forward, you wait a few seconds, then you lean forward. If they speak slowly and calmly, you match that pace. If they use a specific word like excited, you use the word excited back instead of saying happy. When you mirror someone, you're basically bypassing their conscious mind and talking directly to their subconscious, creating this powerful, unspoken sense of we're the same. It is so effective, FBI hostage negotiators use it to build trust with kidnappers. All right, now we're entering the end game. This is the world of overt manipulation, where the gloves really come off and the power plays become much, much more direct. This technique is an absolute masterclass in psychological leverage. It's a way to basically guarantee a yes by first getting a no. You start off by making a huge, even an outrageous request, one that you fully expect to be rejected. So let's imagine you need to borrow 1,000 rupees from a friend. Instead of asking for that, you first ask for 10,000. They're almost certainly going to say no. Now here's the thing. When someone rejects a request, they often feel a little pang of guilt. And that is your moment. You immediately follow up with your real request for 1,000. Now compared to the 10,000 you just asked for, the smaller amount seems incredibly reasonable. And caught between that feeling of guilt and the power of this contrast principle, they are suddenly far more likely to say yes. And that brings us to our final trick. And honestly, this is the most toxic and dangerous one of all: gaslighting. This isn't about persuasion. This is psychological warfare. It's a direct attack on a person's sense of self and their very perception of reality. Manipulators use phrases just like these to make you doubt your own memory, your own sanity. They completely shift the focus from the facts of the situation onto you, twisting reality around until you literally don't know what's real anymore. So if you find yourself constantly feeling confused, drained, and questioning your own mind after you talk to someone, there is a very good chance you are a victim of gaslighting. And there you have it, the 7 dark psychology tricks that people use, whether they know it or not, in their everyday lives. But the most important thing to remember, like we said at the start, is that awareness is your absolute best defense. This is the perfect way to think about the knowledge we've just gone over. It's like a knife, right? It can be used to create something, or it can be used to cause harm. The tool itself is neutral. What really matters is the intention of the person using it. Our goal was simply to help you understand these loopholes in human psychology so that nobody can ever take advantage of you. And that just leaves us with one last question for you to think about. Now that you know what to look for, which of these tricks do you suddenly recognize from your own life? Really think about it. Because in the game of life, understanding the rules is the first and most important step to not becoming someone else's pawn.